saw the truck.
Yeah, I talked to you, my man. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That's Porter. Well, we have a serious incident down here. Allegedly, a building collapse. Not too sure of the injuries. OSHA is already on site doing the investigation. I guess City of Boston ISD is down here. A lot of people down here. This is another construction incident. Like I said, I'm not too sure what took place, but we do know someone has been injured on a construction site. So let's see what we have. Firefighters are standing by as a precautionary measure. All the local media is out here as well. So let's see what they have here. Somebody told me it was a building under construction, but I couldn't figure out what building it was. So this is the building they have in question right here. Like I said, I'm not too sure if the crane collapsed or if it's the actual building. It could be a crane itself, but maybe it's the crane. The crane is kind of toppled over. Let's see what they have. And you see how that crane is kind of like not centered. So maybe that wasn't rigged in right and it just broke loose. Kind of hard to say.
Car 9, a public service. 44 Perkins.
All right, so what we have here,
Car 9, a public
nobody's
service.
been injured as far as we know.
Jamaica Plain, nearest box 245.
But OSHA has been involved because it is a construction accident. So apparently this crane,
Rescue 2, a public service. 44 Perkins.
so if I get all the information correct,
Rescue 2, a public service.
this smaller crane right here
Jamaica Plain,
was trying to lift a truss more than halfway across the structure over here. And in the process, as you can see, that crane has no counterbalance on the other side. So he has very little to no counterbalance. So the weight of the truss that he was lifting caused it to topple over. And the funny thing about it, I was talking to a crane operator about this just the other day, like literally like 2 days ago. And he explained to me how these guys want to save money by not getting the proper crane to do the proper job. And ironically, he was doing a job that had a smaller crane, and the next day he came back with the correct crane to do the proper job. So word to the wise, I don't care if you've been working construction for 20 to 100 years, you're not going to defeat the laws of physics when you try to extend the boom longer than it should be with the wrong weight capacity on it, and you don't have the counterbalance. So there you go, that's what you got. And also, wind plays a big factor in this too. If you get too much wind, then you shouldn't be operating the crane at all. So it's a lot of stuff you need to know when you're operating these cranes. Take it from me. I was talking to a veteran crane operator that's been doing this over 30 years, and he told me a lot of ins and outs about this, and how people want to shortcut things because they want things done faster and don't want to use the proper size crane with the proper counterweight. And this is a prime example. Now, if they would have spent the money and called Shaughnessy the first time with the bigger crane, now that crane there has the right boom size and the right lift capacity to do that. But this smaller crane, you know, it's not designed for that horizontal reach like that. It's good for the vertical reach and lift, as long as it's within the capacity, but not the horizontal. And every crane has its limit, you know what I mean? Look at the outriggers compared to those outriggers. It's a big difference. Look at the weight size compared to that size. Big difference. So far as we know, no one was seriously injured. The crane operator was kind of shooken up a little bit, but nothing major. OSHA is involved because it's an accident. Like I said, this is what we have. they got two cranes. They got a crane over here, a crane over there, and then actually three cranes. There's a crane up here too. That's probably gonna try to lift the boom up. Trying to upright the boom. The same way they upright that over there.
Engine 17, a central station alarm for
This is a
93 Waldeck Street.
we could call it a crane, but it's actually a rotator.
Station alarm for a CO detector.
That's actually a rotator, but it acts as a crane too. Blue Hills Towing,
1634.
and they get some pretty good trucks.
93 Waldeck Street, nearest Fox Street, 323, park in Waldeck Street.
So
That's a fuel activation, 93 Waldeck Street, engine 17.
could have been a lot worse.
Engine 4, ladder 24, a central station alarm, 2 Avery Street, Boston, nearest Fox 14.
And the price range from this big Shaughnessy crane compared to that smaller crane is a big difference in price range too. It's a big difference when you have to rent those trucks out like that. It's happening, man. So you're gonna see a lot more of this because you got a lot of construction workers don't know what they're doing. I mean, they've been trained right, but they do wrong.
We would have had the thing upright, like, I mean, within 10 minutes. If we'd be having dinner right now.
Well, it's precautionary measures you got to utilize.
See the crane on the front?
Yeah.
That one, that put the steel here. They should have kept using that.
I know. It's funny, I had a conversation with a crane operator the other day, how they undersized all the jobs with the smaller cranes just to save money.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but that's what they do.
Using that smaller crane to save money just cost them 5 times more.
I'm going to show this video to the crane operator tomorrow, and he's going to be like, yep, I told you so.
Oh, he'll be in down Mexico by then.
It does happen, but it's unfortunate. Like I said, I don't know what caused him to do that.
But yeah, it's, I was honestly saying,
Yeah, that was their bunker.
and when I got there, that was
Keep on going. Go on.
I'm going on this property with this guy right here. This is private. You don't mind if I come on here, do you?
I don't know.
He said he don't know. Private property. You don't mind if I come on here, do you? See?
He's okay there?
I know English.
Huh?
Madam. I know
Can he stay
English.
on your property?
Possibly.
See, don't. We're not even gonna go there with that. It's a whole different thing with her.
Całą kurwa.
See, I know the law, right? But she's trying to trust her authority. That's what she's trying to do.
Dej, żeby nie można było postawić dźwigu. Poland,
Mhm.
to by było 3 for claw. Bam!
Oh, you saw the whole thing. Oh.
Ja pierdolę.
Gotcha. I try not to. This video is not about her, so we're not gonna make it about her.
12 o'clock popry. Police. No ja pierdolę. Nas to by zagrozili drogę i do celi. Straż też.
So that's the crane that toppled over for them trying to utilize under, how you say it, underweight capacity crane. That's not it.
Ladder 24. Investigating 2 Avery Street, 1630.
Just so you guys know, the tape's right there. So the tape is blocking the going out into the street part. It's not blocking going this way. Just so you guys know, it goes It kind of goes back that way and goes back this way. So you can go where the news people are over there. Shaughnessy has some good cranes, so if you ever need a real professional crane service, call Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy will not underbid their jobs. I never see Shaughnessy, not saying they don't, I haven't seen them do it. When Shaughnessy comes out, they come out with the biggest and the best cranes that they can come out with. They don't try to undercut it. Now this crane could have possibly done that if it had counterweights on the back. I don't know if it did or not, but apparently it didn't have enough. You could put counterweights on the back of that to balance it out. They have a scale on there too. The scale tells you your weight load and your tip load. A lot of these trucks have scales on them that tells you what's going on.
Só puxa e ultrapassa aquilo. Che?
No, that's okay. I appreciate you, my man. I appreciate you. Now she's gonna tell this guy he can't go over there too, right? Yeah, he's on the other side of the tape. Nobody says nothing about him at all. Look at that. Not one word. She even gives him the pass to go. Now they finally stop him when he gets to there. See how to see the difference?
Station alarm for a CO detector, 93 Waldeck Street, Dorchester. Engine 17, a central station alarm for a CO detector, 93 Waldeck Street, Dorchester. Nearest box 3323 Park in Waldeck Street.
He doesn't understand English, so it's a language barrier there. This was out here since, I want to say this happened around 10 o'clock, I think. It happened earlier in the morning. But they're just getting to trying to upright the crane. So as far as we know, there's no one seriously injured. I think the crane operator was a little shooken up. But nothing serious as far as injuries, anything like that we know of anyway. Now, I guess the process is just like trying to upright that boom and then lowering it down properly. Theoretically, they're doing it the right way. This Shaughnessy big rig is gonna probably just keep the weight from rocking back and forward. The other Shaughnessy rig on this side is gonna lift up the boom. And yeah, hold on. So they kind of double rigged something over here for no reason. Let me see this real close. That bottom cable that's at the bottom of the wheel is gonna pull it down. Those two straps are just to catch it so it doesn't overcompensate itself. Oh, they got it right. Okay, cool. Everything's in place. And then that's the lift, and that's the assist over there. So look how everything's in place. So the two workers is going to be the bottom cable is going to be pulling the truck at the bottom down here. You can see this. There's a cable that's right where that gentleman is kind of standing. it's kind of at the lowest point. That cable is going to be pulling from the bottom of the wheels, which is right there. And that cable over there is going to be doing all the lifting from the boom. And this right here is just, this big truck is just to assist it. It's not doing a whole lot. It's just to assist it coming up. Keep it stabilized, basically. So this big crane is just basically stabilizing it. At least from what I can calculate. So the lifters are the one on the other side up there, that boom that's right there. Guys, you corrected me if I'm wrong. That's doing all the lifting from the boom side, which is correct. And the other part is pulling it down here. And they're gonna kind of simultaneously do it at the same time. You want to do it kind of as an even simultaneous pull and lift at the same time. So you see when they do it in a second. But they have to calculate everything out before they start doing it. The only thing is, too bad he didn't have a lower vantage point to pull it a little lower to the ground. Because this way he's kind of pulling it away rather than pulling it down. I guess that's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and balance it.
A pedestrian struck Batchelder Street and East Cottage Street, Roxbury. Ladder 4, a pedestrian struck Batchelder Street and East Cottage Street, Roxbury. Nearest box 1734 East Cottage and Batchelder Street, 1646.
That's where we are now. We're on East Cottage and Dorchester Ave. So Batchelder is like going the other direction in back of us. This is something delicate. This is something you don't want to rush. Even though you could probably do it on the fly, it's something you want to take your time doing. Everybody has to be on the same page on the lift and the pull. You don't want to overcompensate anything. So they took that pull off of it. I wonder why they took it off. Maybe they're going to change the redirection of it. Or they would probably realize it's pulling across rather than down too. When you're doing that, you need more of a downward pull rather than a cross pull. But you could do it, and you could redirect that too though.
Ladder 3, a central station alarm. 10 Winthrop Square, Boston. Engine 10, Tower Ladder 3, a central station alarm.
You almost got to
10
try to
Winthrop
put it
Square, Boston.
upright the same way it toppled over.
11425 Winthrop
So
Square.
from the weight pulling it down there, you got to kind of lift it up with the same weight. That, I mean, it depends on the capacity on that arm too. I guess that arm could hold that capacity though.
You know?
You busy, huh?
Oh, yeah. One day. Nice. Holland, 3 o'clock. Bam, bam.
Oh, what time?
Yeah. We have to go in the taxi. I 15 guys.
15 guys?
Yeah. Police.
Oh yeah, earlier, yeah. I-
Boston.
Everybody.
Yeah. He had the minister.
Well, it originally came in as a, they called it in as a building collapse,
Holland. Nie była.
and then they changed it to a, they changed it
Police.
to
Bam, bam, bam. I
everybody.
Bo się nie pierdoli. Ja pierdolę.
33 call 15. 15 answering. You want to shut the power down? I'll let you know in 1 minute.
See, the thing is, you don't want that boom to stop bending when you're lifting it too. That's why they should have had some help in the middle of that. But it's coming up slowly but surely though.
24 to fire. I'm gonna clear 745.
My biggest thing is you don't want that boom to bend.
0745, 1652.
Assault elevator, 409 Marlboro Road Street.
It's lifting on the end, but it's not coming up on this side.
409 Marlboro Road
So they need some pull action on this side. That's what they need. You need some pull action at the bottom. He can snap that boom by keep doing that.
To 33, shut the power down. Shutting it down.
And you guys can see what I see, but I see a bow in that boom up there, which means there's a lot of stress on the boom. You don't want to see a bow in the boom. It's supposed to be straight.
Power's off.
They need some vertical pull at the bottom of the truck to really make it come down perfect. Yeah, I'm afraid he could snap that boom because if that capacity wasn't strong enough to hold it in the first place, it's probably not how strong enough to hold that truck weight either. That's not the way he's doing it. It'd be nice if they could just bring the boom in, then try to lift it that way. He had more mass to lift. But then again, what do I know? I don't know too much about rigging like that. Yeah, that bar's already bent. That bar is bent. The whole hydraulic sleeve is bent. You can see it from here. That's at risk of snapping. Then that's not. Ugh. That's why you got to do that delicate, because that thing could potentially snap the way they're lifting it like that. You guys can see this. I'm gonna zoom in on it. If you look real close, this little metal
Company's in clear 353.
hydraulic piston right there is bent. And he's lifting on the boom, but the truck's not moving, which tells me it's just bending in the middle for the most part. Truck is coming down a little bit though, but not as much as the lift. Now it's starting to come up right now. There's a lot of bend on that though, just to be lifting that small distance. Now the other question is, can they bring the boom in after they get it upright? There's still a lot of lifting just to get that short of a distance. Now, all the weight is on the Blue Hills Heavy Recovery. I think he got most of the weight. Now he has none of the weight now, so all that weight is just off balance. He loosened the strap, so it's not even him. It's just a matter of it coming all the way over. Too small for the job. coming down slowly but surely. Yeah, it looks like this big Shaughnessy truck has all the weight on it now, so he has all the weight on his end. The other truck's just guiding the boom all the way up at this point.
Fire alarm ladder 15.
It's just a matter of the big Shaughnessy truck lowering his cable down.
Ladder 15.
Can you give us a citizen still at 375, opposite 375 Newberry Street at the Pike West on-ramp? We've got a man down.
West on ramp, man down 375 Newberry Street, will give you a cell 1700.
It's called BC Crane. I never even heard of BC Crane. I haven't seen him, and maybe I've seen him and never paid any mind to him.
55.
Back in the district.
Get back in the district, 1700.
I wonder if this crane had any counterbalances on there, other than the ones that's already on there. I'm thinking he should have had more than that on there.
Fire alarm ladder 15. Station got up and walked away. We're going to return.
Station walked away, you're returning.
Slow it down. I got anyone on Charlie that can take
Hey,
the 10
Sam.
trouble 74 Mattapan Street, 17-year-old son threatening to kill the caller.
That guy. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Okay, I'm glad about it.
I'll get something in just a second.
Okay, thanks.
Are you TV?
YouTube.
YouTube?
YouTube, yeah.
kolego pierdolę się od samego rana. Właśnie nightclub jebnął.
Oh, 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, bam. I see plywood.
Oh, yeah, I heard.
Chyba
Center
prześledzenie
23,
było.
enter known
Mhm.
medical. 77 Savage
Bam.
Street.
I think it's one of those
23, enter
those
known
prefab
medical.
truss that they,
77
you know, the truss that goes across the ceiling, the roof. They were lifting those across.
Stało się teraz o
Charlie 97.
dźwigu 3.
That's very dangerous.
Ale mamy.
That's very, very dangerous.
Okay, Charlie 111.
111, we got it.
Thank you.
Any details?
Okay, Charlie 411, you still code 1? Okay, when you're ready to let me
So now the other question is, can they bring the boom in? If they could bring the boom in.
Okay. Victor Delta 233.
I'm on blue right now. Coming up to the entrance of the zoo. 1 Bravo, Mike Lima 92. Occupied the time. Let's get a stop. Let's rush over.
Okay, anyone that commits to that Blue Hill by the entrance to the zoo, such that stop there, 1 Mike Bravo Lima 92. Thank you.
They have the right indicator. They might go down to the river.
Sorry, possibly not Jewish Mortal.
All right, 123. You want us continuing in?
Affirmative, ladder 23. Avenue, Dorchester, engine 17, respiratory distress, 15 Malden Avenue, Dorchester, Europe 533.
So for the most part, they have the crane
1707.
in the upright position.
Taking that right now.
Okay, taking the right on Jewish Mortal.
Charlie.
For the most part, the crane is in the upright position. So the crane has been placed in the upright position. They still got to do some checking before they can maneuver any more than they can, but little by little they're getting it there. See if I can give you guys a different angle from the Dorchester side so you can see what I'm talking about. The Boston Fire Department, or hazmat team, have cleared out of here, or they're clearing out of here. But they still got some skeleton fire department standing. I think engine 22 is going to stand by for the remainder until everything clears up. Get a quick walk around over here so you can see.
Fire alarm is common letter 23. There's no apartment number, but the police name is Charlotte Newman.
Yeah, we have her now, thank you. Definitely a map. It was accidental. She doesn't have medical one. Thank you.
So they're cleaning up out of here as well. Show you what's going on in the city. I'm head on to the other side by Dorchester Ave so you can see what I'm talking about. This is on this side of East Carthage. Then I'm gonna head over to the Dorchester Ave side in a few minutes so you guys can get an idea of where we're at. Right now this is I'm not too sure if you guys know where East Carthage Street's at, but this is East Carthage and Pond Street.
Ladder 1, enter known vehicle, 300 Hanover Street, Boston. Ladder 1, enter known vehicle, 300 Hanover Street, Boston. Nearest box 1221 Hanover and Park.
Well, I'm gonna head over to the other side and show you guys what's going on down there. Now we're over here by East Carthage, Dorchester Ave, and Crescent Ave. Trying to get an idea of what took place. Some bystanders checking it out, see what's going on.
Ladder 1, 300 Hanover,
Investigating 300 Hanover, 70. right, ladder 14, a pedestrian struck Harvard Avenue, and Barrington Avenue, right, US 55134 right at Harvard Avenue, 1750. 162, a lockout. 162 East Street, JPBSTN, 2929, SQ2, a lockout. 162 East Street, JPBSTN, 2929.
Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. It looks like they got it down as good as they can get it. They're probably doing finishing touches on it and tore it away. But that's what we have so far. Looks like we had a minor crane accident. Less than 2 major. Alright guys, catch you on the next one.